What is going on, guys? I'm Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and you are on MRM Ministry channel. And what I'm getting ready to talk about right now is definitely going to be probably controversial. It's going to be met with a lot of anger and all that, probably first starting off. So before we even get into it, I just want you guys to make sure that you open your mind and listen first. When you start to feel your emotions starting to rise up on this particular subject right here, let them just kind of calm down and listen to actually what's being said, to pay attention, because a lot of you already know is going to disagree with it. The reason why I know this, because I hear it a lot in the chat. And like I said before, this is going to be a little different in my approach and how I do things. I'm going to be the same way, but it's like when I'm talking to church folks, I can be a little bit more direct, if y'all know what I mean. So anyway, what am I talking about here is what we call cuss words or curse words. Okay. Now, in this, let me just start. I don't have no particular beginning or end or anything like that. I'll just go. Okay. So here's the thing, folks. Is cuss words or curse words really a bad thing? I'm not talking about I'm not talking about curse. I know that curse can be a thing, but what we call cuss word, saying damn, ass, things like that, depending on the context that is being used. Is that bad? Is it the word that's bad? Ask yourself this, because you think about it, is there really a such thing as a bad word? Or is it that somebody said, okay, here's a word right here, and we're all going to agree that saying this word is bad. Let's make this nationwide. Saying this word right here is bad. And then everybody agrees to it, so if anybody get caught saying it, it's wrong. Y'all get what I'm saying? So anyway, let's go to something in the Bible where it talks about, like, people said, when Jesus was betrayed, the disciple cussed. So in the movies, it seemed like Jesus told him, he said, you're going to deny me 3 times before, the cock is going to crow. I'm sorry, you're going to deny me 3 times, the cock is going to crow when you do it. And he was, pretty much the disciple said, I'm not going to do that, blah, 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 blah. Y'all all know the story. But when it happened, in most Bible movies, he's saying, the people that are saying, you were with Jesus. He said, damn you, I wasn't with da-da-da-da. And it's like, oh, see, that's the cuss word. But no, folks, let me tell you this. Just like how racism is taught and people end up becoming racist, racist is not something that somebody is born with. You are taught to be racist. So I'm only using that as something right now, because once we see racism, that nobody is born that way. You become that because you're taught that, and it's learned behavior. Same way it is with cuss words. You were taught that saying damn, ass, the other words. I'm just only doing this for moral reasons right now, that it's bad. You were taught that it's wrong to say the D word, the F word, the A word, the S word, mother effing word, that. But then yet there's Christian or holy words to cover those words up. Instead of saying ish, we say shoot. Instead of saying truck, y'all know I'm talking about, the F word, instead of saying that, we say freak. What man, that is freaking crazy. Instead of saying hell, we say heck. Instead of saying damn, we say darn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but then when you get in church, you say those words, oh, whoa, son, hold on now. Those are some strong words. It's like, man, where did this stuff come from, folks? Where did it come from? So all I'm saying is that you can save yourself a lot of pretty much self disappointment, because it's all coming from self. It's coming from what you were taught. You were taught that that's wrong. And so you go and you teach your kids that it's wrong. Really think about this. I'm serious. Really think about this. Now, understand if you're saying a curse, so if you put a curse on somebody, you're saying certain words. But if you just say the word curse, you're not cursing nobody. You don't say, I curse. Y'all don't need to listen to this. You don't say, I curse you. No, you say things like, I hope that you die and that you suffocate while dying, and you die the worst death in the world, and that you're in extreme pain while you're done. That's like putting a curse on somebody like that, by saying you wish that these things happen to them. But just saying I curse you, that don't work. It's the same thing like in church. When you grow up, you hear people say, devil, I rebuke you. You don't rebuke the devil by saying I rebuke you. You rebuke the devil in your actions. You know what I mean? You rebuke it by saying things like, this is not going to happen, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, when you argue with somebody, do you say I argue you? I debate you, or do you just find yourself debating? Y'all see what I'm getting at? So when it comes to like cursing, it's not the word per se saying curse, is what you're saying to so-called put a curse on that person. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to this whole notion. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because there's a lot of times where you pretty much, like I said, racism is taught. Kids grow up, they're being taught. See those people right there? We don't like those people. We don't go for those type of people. We don't diss those type of people. And this child grows up, and the minute he sees somebody that's of a different race, he instantly starts to at them. Same notion that pit bulls get. You know what I mean? Oh, them pit bulls are dangerous. Ooh, them pit bulls, they turn on their masters. They attack. But did y'all know that the dog that attacks the most are like Chihuahuas? Serious, I think Chihuahuas got everybody beat. And then also on that list too, look it up. I think Golden Retrievers are on that list. So anyway, back to what I'm saying all this for is this. Once something has been taught and learned, and it is actually engraved in you, you see, hear it, anything. It's oh, that's terrible, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Now, I know that in society that those words have been used, what we call profanity, they have been pretty much put into our moral compass or ethics as being something that's really bad. You can't really do it on the job or anything like that. That's because it's considered morally bad. Now, if we want to go and say things like, it's morally bad among society to say that on the job, your job doesn't allow you to do it, because people that I work with, they don't cuss on the job. They won't cuss on the job. But like when they invite me over, they go on a boat or something, or go on a beach or something on, Panama City, then they're cussing like sailors. Y'all get what I'm saying? So I can understand if you're saying like on the job, profanity and all that stuff is wrong, they don't like those strong use of words, whatever like that. But don't try to make it seem like that if somebody says something like that, all of a sudden you're damned to hell. You're going to hell. You're going to hell because you said this. So now, when I look at this whole thing though, it's all about what God looks at all of us for, and that's the heart. So now that's where we're going to get into a little bit more of this whole thing of what these words. Now, it's not about the word. It's about your heart intent on why you use that word. So if you get yourself to a point to where you feel like you have to use what they want to call, I'm just saying, when I do like this, y'all know what I mean. When you get yourself to a point that in society, you have to say a cuss word, that means that something is coming from, I'm talking about towards somebody, guys. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about somebody hurt themselves and they say, or they say, dang, or they say, I'm not talking about things like that. I'm talking about where when you feel like you want to, so I'm really about to take it to the next level now because I'm getting ready to cuss them out. So that means you're getting ready to spill out hatred. So because you want to use the strongest words possible to say something to this person, because you know that your intent is to, when you want to use cuss words on somebody, your intent is to offend. Your intent is to hurt. Your intent is to cause damage. That's what you're using those words for. Because if not, then you wouldn't have used them. So this is what I'm saying. You can actually save yourself a lot of just draining if the stuff did not bother you. I can listen to music that have cuss words in it. It will not bother me. I can watch movies that have cuss words in it. It does not bother me. I did a video tonight where this boy said the F word like 14 times. The only reason why I got annoyed with it is because it's like, okay, we know you know how to curse. But it's like, okay, if you want to use that word in a certain context where you want to emphasize something, I get it. But every word is just F, 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 F. Okay, it's like, I don't care that the fact that it's a cuss word. I just get tired of you keep on using that word. Just like I get tired when somebody keep on saying, you know what I'm saying? Guys, I went over here to the store, you know what I'm saying? And I seen somebody inside the store and they were looking at me, you know what I'm saying? So then I started looking back at them, you know what I'm saying? So then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, why are you staring at me? You know what I'm saying? And then they look, and so you're going to be like, okay, because, oh boy, I'm about to get in trouble now. Brother Bridal, if you did not know this and you watching this, or anybody that was in the youth camp in Illinois, y'all know that when Brother Bridal got up there and talked, he said, and it got so crazy that a lot of us youth used to look at each other, and while he would say something, like he'll go like, let me give you an example. He'll say things like, God is in this place, and we look at each other and go, and because he'll do it. And he doesn't even know he's doing it, but we know he's doing it. So it got to the point where once we started telling everybody, like, y'all notice how many times Brother Brightoff said, and to where we couldn't even focus on his message, what he was talking about, because we was counting how many times he said, and like, do he notice he's saying so much? Anyway, so I'm getting ready to take a pause right here and get back to this. in a little bit to finish this up, okay? Give me a sec.